This season on Survivor Maryland Major Conflict, 20 players were divided into two tribes based on major, Piscala for STEM and Chikasha for Humanities. Now after 80 days, only 5 players remain, and only one can win. Dain started the game left out of decision making, but thanks to his relationship with Eric and Aram, was able to gain some leverage. At the tribe swap, Dain once again found himself in a precarious position, but his loyalty to Piscala created a tight bond with Tim. At the merge, Dain continued to be targeted vote after vote after vote, but his passion for the game and unrelenting determination allowed him to get his alliances to target Sadie and Abby over him, and have people even go to rocks for him. Now at Final 5, he's burned bridges with nearly everyone. Will the Dain train keep on rolling, or will this be his final stop? Aram was noted to be incredibly fun and social, but she lacked strategic gameplay. After being saved by Eric, Aram solidified her relationships with Sadie and Doug, which paid off during the swap. Her roommate Abby allowed her to be insulated in a powerful alliance, even if she wasn't playing hard. After losing her closest alliance members, Aram was nearly able to pull off the biggest move of the game and take Doug out with 3 idols, going to rocks and surviving. Now, she's made enemies and a name for herself, but will her past gameplay make her a GOAT, or will her willingness to make hard moves make her the GOAT? Tim began the game working with Doug, but quickly formed new alliances at the swap with Amanda and Dain, and continued to build bonds with the outsider players like Angie. Tim was able to create an alliance that rivaled Sadie and came out on top. Despite Tim not being the decision maker, he has remained in the majority of almost every vote and has not been targeted once. Will Tim be able to make it to the end and cash in on his relationship building, or will his resume be too weak to compete? Santi is the last Chikasha left, and his charisma and social prowess allowed him to be in control of Chikasha and then eliminate the people who threatened his game at the swap: Jasmine, Liam, and Mike. At the merge, Santi has remained quieter and less divisive because of his huge target, and despite that, he hasn't received a single vote, even without any immunity or idols. Santi has shown consistent loyalty to his allies and strength in his decisions, and even went to rocks to prove a point. Will Santi's honorable gameplay award him a win, or will his stubbornness lead to a hero's loss? And finally, Doug has been playing incredibly this entire game, controlling votes, finding all 3 idols, and gathering information from all corners. Doug maneuvered himself into 2 separate Final 5 deals and has kept his idols a secret for the most part. However, Doug's control has begun to slip as he refused to turn on his once ally Sadie and chose to eliminate Abby, and last vote nearly being blindsided. Now, at the Final 5, Doug has been saved by his friends Santi and Tim. Can Doug mastermind his way to the end, or will the man on top fall to the bottom? Which of these players will make it to the final tribal council, and who will be voted as Maryland's next sole survivor?
But now I love you, Tim. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Oh my god.
That was fun. That was exciting. That was honestly.
I'm like, okay, like, Santi and Tim will come to their senses. Like, if they don't vote out Doug, like, they're literally idiots. Like, I've never met someone so stupid as them. And what do I hear? I hear Anders say 2-2 vote again. And I'm like, you idiots! Like, how stupid can you be?
I know you hate me so much in this game right now. I'm so sorry.
Like in the game.
I could have done the easy vote, like how I've been doing it this whole game, but I was like, honestly, go big or go home. I finally did something, and I think like it was pretty big for me to like win jury votes, because like at first I was like, looking at the jury, they were like smiling and nodding like, oh, hell yeah, like that's what they've wanted this whole time. So like they were like, finally someone had balls to do something.
Angie told me when we said we were voting, I said that I was voting Dain. She said, I will not go to rocks, I have the worst luck, I'm going to drop.
I legitimately thought she was gonna be like no, and then vote me out.
I walk out of La Plata, almost everybody else is there, and Tim says, you want to come over and talk to me? And he says, you know, oh, I'll vote for someone random. Who do you want me to vote for? Because you're probably going out. And I was like, yeah, I know. Just vote for Santi. Anders starts reading the names. I see my name twice, and I figured, like, yeah, that's fine. Doug's name comes up the next 3 times, and I said, this is it. This is it. The next one's going to be Santi, and Doug will go home. And then my name comes up a 3rd time, and that was what, like, hit me really hard emotionally. And I was like, Tim just betrayed me. The person who I thought was most loyal to me in the game, who did not vote for Amanda when she was sure to go out, voted for me.
Well, indeed.
And if you're someone like Tim, who's been riding Doug's coattails this entire time, you're gonna just get to the end with Doug and he'll take you out. And it's like, what have you done in this game? If you're willing to just sit back and go to the end like that, then that's fine.
I don't know why you didn't play your
I literally
idol.
was already planning out my like goodbye speech. I was planning on like pulling it out and being like, I'm an idiot. I deserve this.
I was like, I was waiting for Andrew to be
I was
like,
going to.
You play your. I was like, it only makes sense to.
But it like makes sense. But then I was just like, the roads get red, and I see my name once, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, Dain. I like literally reached my pocket. I was waiting to play till Santi played the idol I gave him. Then I was gonna play mine. Then Santi never played the idol, and then I literally was like, what? And then I never played mine because I was so in shock that he didn't play it. The votes get red, and I see my name 3 times. I'm like, this is the end. Oh my gosh. And then it was a tie. I was literally seconds away from going home as the dumbest player in Survivor Maryland history with 3 idols.
Wait, so how did you guys think, like, because if you and Angie flipped, there was only 3. Did you guys think Tim was going?
They didn't want.
They told Tim to vote Santi.
Yeah, we told Tim to vote Santi.
And I'm thinking I'm voting Santi out. Santi's gonna go home, or it's gonna be a tie, or something of the sorts. As long as I have the votes, like, worst comes to worst, it's gonna be a tie, and I'm pretty sure Doug will flip and vote Santi out. Tribal goes on, and Angie goes at one point, she goes, I mean, I know I said a lot of stuff before, but I'm going back to the original plan, like, I'm voting Dain out. And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, she's voting Dain out, I'm not gonna stick out, I'm gonna vote Dain out too. That comment is the reason that Doug is in this game. That individual comment that Angie said, that sentence is the whole reason Doug is in this game, and he didn't get sent home, and I didn't get, like, kind of taken advantage of, I guess.
I was gonna play it, and then Tim was like, Angie said vote Santi.
When Doug starts getting votes, he goes behind Dain's back. We're sitting in the back row. He goes to me, I make eye contact, and he mouths, I will kill you.
I literally, right before the tribal, I could have sworn I saw Angie hand Dain the idol. And
Oh yeah, that was my cell
That was
phone.
a cell phone.
I understand what people did. I just can't believe Angie and Aram, who have literally never spoken this entire game, they get together and it's like, let's make the biggest move in this entire game. Like,
I was putting my stuff away, and then Dain was like, and
Yeah,
Dain was
so-
like this, and he was like, thanks.
I really trusted Angie yesterday, and it's wild because it's the 2nd time that's happened this season. Yeah, I love Angie. I just can't believe she did it to me again. But it turns out it's freaking Tim that stayed loyal. And I know this for a fact. Tim was so fine getting me out. I'm kind of still surprised that I went through with it, but I wasn't going back on my boy at that moment. And it worked out. Angie went home.
I was literally
Like,
waiting
if you would
for...
have said you would have done Dain instead of drawing rocks, Angie would have said yeah. Like, she didn't say
When I
that.
asked her, she was like hesitant, and like she just
Yeah,
needed,
she
like,
paused,
Yeah,
and
she-
I knew it was like, as soon as Delaram says like, yeah, Dain's fine, Angie would just be like, yeah.
Yes, it makes sense. Like, me, Tim, and Doug, we've played it off so well this entire time. People knew we knew each other, people knew Doug and Tim knew each other, but they never, like, put 2 and 2 together as us as, like, completely as a group. That's been the plan, and it worked out, and now it's, like, the pieces are in place to where, like, we can guarantee that.
You know how many times I asked you?
You guys are so stupid. Say that like idiots.
Yeah, going into this challenge, I'm like, it's me, Tim, and Santi till the end. We walk over to the challenge, and Delaram like calls me out for having 2 idols. And I say, yeah, I have 2 idols, and if me, Santi, or Tim win immunity, I'm giving the other one of the idols. So we're all safe. Right after.
Why didn't you tell me you had it?
No, because I already lied to you. The second time.
This whole game is full of lies. Like, what's the real?
You knew? How would you know for?
I feel like he's known for a while.
Frick you
I
guys.
don't know why I didn't think that you
They're
would know. I
roommates.
was like,
I am so mad at Doug. Like, furious that he lied to my face this many times after I was so honest with him about all this stuff and like what's going on. And he's told Santi about it, and Sadie knew about it, and I'm the only one that didn't know about it. And my trust with Doug just kind of goes down the drain. That's the end of that battle. Like, Doug's gonna lie to me no matter what. Whatever, I'm done trusting him with anything.
The amount of times
I've been like, there
Tim
are
has
2
to-
and nobody's freaking out. There's 2 in play and nobody's freaking out.
I thought I was so awesome.
At least nobody has the Muscala one because
I'm
we're all
so
Chikashi.
mad. You're so gullible. Like, I literally told you.
Yeah, Tim.
Go to him. Like,
I've been telling you this
yeah,
shit
bitch,
for
I have
like weeks.
to.
Also.
I knew he had 1. I didn't know he had 2.
Okay.
Like, you two right now. I'm so done. Like.
All right, so I'm sure you're all in good spirits.
Oh God.
Hello, Final Five.
Hello.
Welcome to your next immunity challenge. Before we start, Tim. Immunity, back up for grab. This next challenge, here's how it will work. You're each going to get a disc with a ball on it. During this entire challenge, you must keep the ball on the disc. In the other hand, you will be grabbing cups and building a pyramid out of them. You will have to collect 10 cups in total and create a 4-3-2-1 pyramid. If your ball drops while you're transporting a cup, you must return to the table where you got the cup and try again. First one to build their pyramid wins immunity. Has a 1 in what, Delaram?
5, 4.
1 in 4 shot at winning this game. It's past all our bedtime,
You're right.
but I think we can all make it through this.
My dad owns a pizza restaurant. Like, got this. And my strategy was kind of like, take it easy, take a chill pill. Like, the boys are probably gonna like sprint and like freak themselves out and like honestly screw this one's over. Like, let me chill. Like, that's what helped me in the past. Yeah.
Tim, already mastering, you need balance. Santi running. Santi running. Dain running.
Tim places his first cup. Dain drops his first cup and drops his ball.
Alright.
Tim just running. Tim with his third cup.
Oh, the dip.
Doug with his third cup. Santi with a fourth cup. Dain's cup falls again. Tim with 4. Delaram with her 4th cup.
Close, Santi.
How's it going?
Oh well.
Santi with his 5th.
Oh, dude, I'm getting tired.
My wrist.
Aerobics, man, they weren't my thing. Ever.
Tim placing his everywhere, just willy-nilly. Delaram with her 5th, 4th?
Yeah, 5th.
Santi with
There were 2 stacked together.
Once you get all 10 cups, you have to keep the ball balanced while you build your pyramid.
Santi now starting with his stack.
Good job, dog.
3, 2.
Oh! Really? Really?
He's not my other boy. Santi's cups going everywhere. What the wind? What the heck? The wind proving to be quite an inconvenience.
Come on, guys. Shit!
How many do I have? I lost track.
How many are left? 1, 2,
really don't know
3,
where-
4, 5, 6.
Tim just dropping his ball all over everyone's cups.
It's not easy.
No! I hate myself. Santi trying to build up his tower again. Hopefully this time it holds 3, 2, 1, and that's it! Santi wins immunity. Santi, come over. Congratulations. All right, Santi, congratulations. You have earned your spot in the Final Four. That means one of the 4 of you, Tim, Aram, Dain, or Doug, will be voted out at the next tribal council and will join the rest of the jury.
Hey, it's just to ask, do you know what the record is of someone who's gotten the most votes before getting taken out? So I got 16 on me right now, and I'm curious. I'm the cockroach of Survivor who just will not die. And people want me to go out because I've been clawing every single time to stay in.
All right.
Woo!
Have a good night.
Santi wins immunity. I'm like, great. Santi has immunity. Doug has 2 idols. He's gonna play one for himself, obvi. And I hate the word obvi, obviously. He's gonna give it to Tim, so it's me or Dain.
Santi wins, so literally on the walk back, I give Tim the idol. So right now, me and Tim each have an idol and are not going home. So it's gonna be between Aram or Dain tonight.
Alright, we didn't have to use it. It's yours again.
Thank you. Love you. We all agreed. We don't even need to meet. We're voting Dain out. He's played the best game. Clearly, he's been constantly about to go home and has fought his way through. And he's done really well with that so far.
Oh my god, I almost went home.
Final 4, let's go!
Yay, Final 4 with my BFFs.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Honestly, it wasn't even that. It's just the fact that, like, I know you're 100% gonna vote for me in the Final 4. Still.
Do you understand, like...
Yeah, I do.
Like, because... And the boys are, like, so devoted to... Do you know what they did last night? Like...
Aram tells everyone, including me, that she's gonna vote for me every single tribal from here on out. It's like, do I want to take Aram, trust Tim and Santi, that, like, emotional connection will not vote them out? Everyone knows now that I'm the #1 in the game. It's no longer a secret. It was a secret for a really long time. That's why I'm still here.
If you were in my situation, you'd probably do the same.
No, yeah, I understand. It's just like, it sucks.
But it's kind of lit. I didn't think I made it this far.
Same.
It's kind of obvious that I want to vote him out. Like, I voted him out once last night. I'm probably going to vote him out again. Shrug. You know what I mean? It was like a bullshit conversation. He was like, alright, I guess we'll see what happens. And, okay, see you. Like, it was stupid. Look, I love you so much. I'm so upset, like, this is happening between us in the game. Like, low-key, like, I'm also like, but I fucking love you guys.
I know,
like,
same.
shit.
You guys think we can beat Doug in jury votes?
I think I have a shot.
About Final 3, I just want to know, because I know you're Final 3, like, that's fine, that's your game, but, like...
Do you think you can beat Doug? I regret saving him a little bit. With saving him, I guaranteed my spot in the Final 3. But I also raised the ability for him to be there, and I missed my ability to make a power move and get him out. We have a better shot between us 3.
Huh?
A much better shot between us 3 than Doug. Dylan, would you be willing to vote Doug out next?
What have I got to lose?
I met up with Aram and And I was just gonna talk to her about like how we can both put ourselves in a better position to win this game. I know she knows that her going against Doug is a lot worse than her going against me. I honestly think if we go to the end, there's no chance of me beating Doug.
Our cases get so much better than against Doug. Doug has literally run this game.
Hello, like, Doug's gonna beat us, and we were like, oh, Tim, Santi, Delaram, like, us top 3, it would be awesome. They still think, like, they're gonna win to me if we're in top 3. And, like, I don't know why. Like, before, if I was in top 3 with anyone, honestly, I had no chance against anyone. But I think for after last night, I do. I think I can definitely win more people's votes. Because, like, yeah, I did one thing last night, but, like, that's what everyone's been... No one had the balls to do it. I don't deserve to be here. Like, I'm trying to play the way this game should be played.
If you want to win the game.
I don't think Doug would be that mad. I already saved Doug's life once, so like...
So did I, so we're good.
Doug would beat me. My entire plan this game has been me and Doug to the end. And now that I really don't think I have even a chance to beat him if it comes down to the two of us, I wouldn't be doing this game justice not making a move. If I was a Dream member, I wouldn't even vote for me over Doug.
I guess at this point, like, I believed in my case, but I'm like getting like...
I'm like, boy, like...
I want to beat Doug more than anything. I want it to be the final 2, and then I win Survivor. But it's become clear that I, like, to think that is just naive.
Should we use each other?
Low-key, yeah.
If we can. Just be like straight up solo front with it.
Do you trust me? Like, because I know in the past you've been like, oh, this person's fucked me over, I will never talk to them again. It can't work like that always.
Yeah. It's honestly just a really difficult decision to make. Doug and I, like, we've known each other since high school. Senior year was the first year that, like, we started becoming friends and, like, we were on the same basketball team together, but we never even, like, hung out outside of school. We randomly got put on the same floor last year, and that's when we became close. But we haven't become as good of friends until Survivor. Doug and I have spent so much time together. Almost all of our conversations are Survivor. Doug is like one of my best friends, if not my best friend. And that's has so much to do with this game. And so me turning on him and like, I know he's gonna be upset. I think he'll understand, but I know how much he loves this game. And so as much as I know this is the right move, both for my game and just showing respect for what this game means, and like, it sucks that means voting Doug out.
Are we all gonna be figure shit to Doug?
No,
yes.
yes.
The answer is yes.
Don't let him try.
This is good.
After I talked to Tim and Delaram, I got back to my dorm. Doug's there, and he could tell I was off. Like, Doug can see right through me. So he knows I'm like shaky, and he knows there's a potential I might turn on him. So it gives him a chance to like retaliate, and I don't want to like completely blindside him. Like, that would really mess him up.
And Santi, like, really quickly, like, we were, like, leaving, like, we just, like, walking back and forth. I was like, how'd your exam go? He was like, good. And, like, was being weird. And I think she got to him for some reason.
So, yeah, basically, I feel like I'm the only hope tonight. I don't know if that's not true. Maybe you have something
you are.
else, but that's what I feel like.
Delaram told me she's just like, everyone's voting for you. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I've been joking this whole game, like, I've been playing the best 4th place game, because I've been playing so well. But, like, it's come to a reality. So at this point, it's like, who do I want to go to 4th place with? I could take the risk with Dain and just, like, see what happens, maybe lose trust in Tim and Santi, but, like, at this point, I have a shot, whereas Delaram's just gonna always want to vote me out.
The thing is, I know Delaram's gonna vote for me. Final 4. Like, she's gonna vote me out.
Yeah, I know.
You also could do that, which scares me.
Okay, I'm going home tonight if we don't do this. You have to understand, I've been fiercely loyal to everybody who saved my life. Amanda and Angie included. Of everybody left, I respect your game the most, and if I want to lose to somebody, I want to lose to you.
I know that even though Delaram just betrayed Doug and voted against him, Doug thinks that, like, she's a good person to take to the end. This is the end of the road. There's no other out from here. My allies have turned against me.
People are gonna take the weaker people.
Yeah.
And it's like, as like a strong player, I understand that it would be best for me to take Delaram, because like, why would Tim or Santi not take a guaranteed win over a probable loss?
And he says to me, I'm afraid of what's gonna happen with Delaram, Santi, and Tim. That fear might be the key for me to survive.
What happened last tribal has infuriated me so much that, like, I don't think I can work with Tim. I'll do anything to go with you to the end.
Okay.
Santi has immunity. You're giving an idol to Tim. Give your other idol to me. And no one's going to vote for you because they think you're going to play it on yourself. You can give it to me. We can both write Delaram's name down, and we can take her out. And I'm telling you right now that, like, if he lets me go through tonight, I'm going to go to the end with someone like Doug, and I'm going to let the jury decide. If that's going to get me to the final 2, then I want to take that chance. Second place is better than 5th.
Because Santi knows that I've played a better game than him. Like, he's told me that. Delaram has told me that. She's told me she's voting for me. You've told, like, Tim has told me that. So
yeah, so
you can see how it makes me nervous. Where it's like, no matter who I go with, I need to win the challenge. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get 4th no matter what if people all recognize that if they think I've played a better game than them.
Like, should I take the risk with Dain, and then maybe have a chance?
Who's played the game on par with you?
You. Yeah.
And
who hasn't? The other 3.
I think Dain is the only person that has a chance of beating me in the end. Just because he's had... After tonight, we'll have almost 20 votes cast against him, which is, like, insane. The thing is, too, it's hard for me to separate personal. And, like, we were friends before, and, like, they literally went through rocks for me and everything, so, like, I owe them.
I've clawed every single week to stay alive, and
I feel like I've done this...
found both of those idols through hard playing the game, and just, like, you've really rallied people well. And
yeah, I feel like I've been in a position where I didn't
much.
have to claw myself ever, because I've...
Because you
like,
earned it through
yeah, because
hard
I've
work.
like worked to talk with people and build these relationships.
And I would rather lose to Dain than Delaram. If I lost to Delaram, that would be ugly. And if I lost to Dain, Dain has played a really good game. So it's like the risk. Do I want to keep someone in that could beat me, or do I want to keep someone in that I know is coming after me?
Dain, do you know how mad I'll be though if you like vote me out with them all?
I understand. I'm not gonna do that.
Do you like swear?
Is there any way I can swear to a god or something like that?
Know.
I swear to God I won't vote you out.
I'm being really
Can you
one-sided.
swear that to me?
Yeah, well, the thing is that I changed tonight.
Nobody knows I have 3 idols. I don't think I have 2. So tonight, Tim and myself will be playing an idol on ourselves. And I'm gonna have a 3rd one in my pocket. And Dain wants me to give it to him beforehand, but I don't feel comfortable doing that, because that means I have to commit to a decision, and I'm indecisive. We'll see if I play it for Dain or if I don't, and I literally don't think it might be a game time decision.
Doug might play his idol to save Dain, just because he knows that Delaram's gonna come for him in Final 4.
If he does that, if we give the immunity idol to Delaram, we can get Doug out. And like, whether it's this week or next week, like, we're trying to get him out.
Feeling pretty submissive today, Dain. How you feeling?
I'm alright.
You're alright?
Yeah.
I haven't hit the gym in a while either. I'm kind of weak. Maybe I should like work out a little bit.
I get your point.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
And then if we did 2 for Dain and 1 for Doug, then Doug would get voted out.
All right, please welcome back members of the jury. Sadie. And then Abby, bring in some popcorn.
You're gonna watch the drama unfold. This better be good.
This better not be lame, guys. This
Right.
better live up to last night.
Santi, you are safe. You win your first immunity. You are finally safe. How does it feel?
It feels so good. I wanted one of these for so long, and it like also added bonus on the last standing Chikasha. So here to represent that tribe.
Doug, last tribal. Unexpected is an understatement. What was the feeling when you left from tribal?
I've never felt emotions like that before in my life, so sudden. Like, that was so crazy. I don't even know. I'm still recovering. I got like no sleep and like was not paying attention during my exam today. Like, it was just like bad, and it's still like carrying on.
When everyone was deciding should it be unanimous or not, Doug, you made the claim, I have an idol, I'm going to play it at Final 5, I'm going to Final 4, there is nothing you can do about it. Why say that?
Because I trusted my roommate in that situation, and I felt good about the position that we were in at that moment.
Tim, Doug says he has this idol. This is the last tribal to play idols. What does it really mean for this tribal?
Well, Doug did say he had 2 idols, and then he gave one to me, and then he has one for himself. And then Santi's eliminated. Or Santi's not going to be eliminated. So doing the math, that leaves 2 options left. We talked about this before. I'm voting Dain, she's voting Dain, and Santi's voting Dain. That's pretty simple. 3-2, there's nothing anybody can really do.
So Dain, this is a very similar situation to last time.
The problem is, last time I was talking to people, and now legitimately no one has been talking to me. You know, like I texted everyone, I said like, can we meet? And everyone's just like, why? Like, why would I meet with you? There's no reason to do that. My vote's not going to change. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for it to happen.
I was too submissive. I had to ask Doug permission first, and he was in an exam, so I couldn't go talk to Dain.
So what is this submissive joke, Tim?
I was pretty salty when I texted Tim, not gonna lie. When he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if we really vote or not. I just like basically called him out on doing nothing for most of this game other than riding people's coattails.
And he called you submissive?
I did. I called him straight submissive.
And then said I would lose to Doug no matter what. Good luck. You're weak. You said submissive a couple times. No, but it's bullshit. Because I've played this game my way. I've gotten 0 votes from me. It's not because I've ridden on Doug's coattails. I've been on the other side of Doug for the post like tribe swap.
Yeah, except last night. You know.
Okay, hold up. Can I finish?
All
right. That was with Santi, and I used Santi. I used Amanda. And then we established ourselves as the dominant group of that tribe, in a way that like I saved Dain's butt that week. Dain was going home. It's not true that I've just been riding on Doug's coattails. Doug didn't want to get Sadie out. I wanted to get Sadie out. Doug was like pretty much had nothing to do with that. He tried to like run away from that as far as possible. And I just don't get where this threat's coming from. Just because I didn't vote for your side yesterday does not mean I was riding Doug's coattails the whole day.
I don't think it's a fair criticism at this point. I know for myself, it's been part of my strategy not to be as active and vocal since the merge. If any Chikasha people were here, they could testify to the moves I made before the merge and my active role, and that I'm deserving to be here.
Yeah. So, Aram, you went to Rocks last night. That is the biggest commitment you can make for Dain. That was really who
Brothers for life. Because I had nothing to lose. I've been on the bottom. Abby just got voted out. Previously, Sadie just got voted out. So like it's either gonna be me at last night or tonight or even tomorrow night.
Santi, last night you went to Rocks for Doug. If you had gone home by the rock,
I would have been salty at that point. I was just so upset that the people who told me they were going to do something didn't do it, and I was like, I can't trust you guys. I'm not like switching. So
it's clear that it's between Dain or Dalaram. So Dain, what is your defense?
I mean, what can I say at this point? I've done everything I can to say, like, people are playing their friend's game and it's not good for them, but they won't believe me. And that's fine. People can play that game. People can play whatever game they want to play. And if that takes me out in 5th place, I gave it my goddamn best shot.
Dalaram, what's your defense?
I highly respect that. Shout out to you. I haven't done shit, but bam, I kind of did something and I kind of blew it up, and now everyone's like, ah! So, everyone's like, oh no, you don't trust me, that's fair. I did betray, and I never thought, when I interviewed for this thing, I was like, I'm never gonna lie, and here I am doing it for the biggest time last night.
Okay, it is time to vote.
We'll see if Doug wants me in that final 2 or not. There's been so many times that I've been here. Hopefully it's not the last one. What the heck? Oh. Okay, it's wet. We'll go with... We'll get through this.
Hi! It's good to be here.
It's the last time to do it. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Anders! I decided time to learn from my mistake. I'm sorry, Dain, but I'm gonna play this on myself. If I had 3, I would love to save you with that.
If this is a real immunity idol, all votes cast against Doug will not count. This is a hidden immunity idol, which means all votes cast against Doug will not count. Once the votes have been read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Doug does not count. Second vote, Doug does not count. third vote, Dain. That's one vote Dain, 2 votes left. Aram. 16th person voted as Survivor Maryland, major conflict, and the 7th member of our jury, Dain. That's 2, that's enough tonight. Dain, try to smoke him. Let me go. Well, you've just voted out your 7th jury member, and I've got good news and bad news. The good news is, there's only going to be one more jury member. The bad news is, we're going to find out who it is tomorrow night. We've got one more challenge. Better make it count. It's the final 3!
Man, getting out at 5th is kind of crushing. Like, it was so close, and I've been through so many tribals in a row. It took 18 votes in this game to get me out, and I guess that's something to be proud of, but I just really wanted to win. You know what, I'm really glad I came here. It's taught me so much about myself, and taught me about so much, like my competitive spirit, how much integrity I keep, my loyalties and friendships, and how to play the game. And if anyone wants to do it, definitely do it. It's just going to be a great time.
You voted Dain. Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah. I'll tell you later.
I'm confused.
I'll tell you later.
I'm so confused too.
I voted Dain.
Thanks. I thought it was your handwriting. I could tell.
No.
And then I could tell.
You voted for Doug?
Yeah.
It's okay, I voted for
something.
Doug.
Alright.
I voted you.
I mean, I'm not like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Like,
No, yeah.
Wait, are you gonna tell me?
Just say it right now. Why do we have to? We're literally all here.
Because okay, what was supposed to happen was Tim was supposed to play the idol that Doug gave him to play it on me. Because I was about to go home. Tim didn't, and I was like, I'm about to go home. But I wasn't like too scared. I was like just shrugging. I was like, what is happening? And then he kind of like shook around a lot, and he was like, I'll tell you later. And I'm not too upset. Like I'm not like betrayed. I'm just kind of like wondering.
Okay, Tim was worried I was gonna play my idol for Dain. That's but I wasn't going to.
If you played for Dain, you'd been going home.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I didn't play it for him.
All right, we gotta beat Doug, guys.
This whole time he's like freaking out, like he's very upset about like this whole thing. I keep trying to talk to him like it's just a game, just a game, just a game. And I kind of like had that perspective in my mind when I was like just lying to him. So the walk over, we're talking, and he brings up the fact that he found the last immunity idol. And I realized if he has 2 immunity idols and I had 1, our plan would never work. So if he gave his to Dain and I gave my Aram, he would give the other one to himself because he realized what was going on. And then me being the only one not immune at that point, I would have gone home, which would have been survivor suicide.
It's okay. You would have done the same thing if I was in your position.
Wait, Tim.
You would have done anything to win.
That's fine.
Lucky.
It's fine.
Ah!
What? Yeah, I'm going.
I literally trusted Tim so much. I literally have to win. I'm going home. That's basically it. I'm pretty mad, honestly. I thought I could trust Tim.
Because then I would have played on you. He would have played it on Dain. He would have played it on himself. And now we're gone.
I really need Doug not to win tonight for immunity. It can be any one of the other 3 because I really trust the boys, and it's just really stupid to keep Doug in the top 3 because they're gonna lose. Like,
Pretty good. Cool. No, I'm used to it by now.
Doug is taking this very to heart, and I feel really bad because I love him so much. But it's top 4. Like, what are you gonna do?
Like at least Aram and Santi were straight up.
True. But I couldn't be. That would have messed up everything.
Yeah.
They could have been straight
That's
up.
accurate. I thought I could trust you. I know. That was stupid of me.
Yeah, it sucks being lied to.
I thought I could trust my friends, but I guess you can't play for friends. You gotta play for yourself. So. I didn't ever had any intentions of voting you out. I swear.
No, I believe you. It wouldn't make
I
any
had no
sense for me to go to
intention
jury.
to-
I would not win. I would not be. And then you said you're like, Tim, they all hate me. I'm like, no, they don't, Doug. You're gonna
They do.
win.
They actually, a lot of them are annoyed, but I do.
I think they'd still vote for you.
I'm pretty grateful Dain went home, not Aram. I'm pretty sure I could beat her in jury votes, like if we made it to the end like that. The only issue with that was that Doug knows I'm targeting him, and he's pretty salty about it. He's a little bit sad.
Welcome, Final Four, to your final immunity challenge. The winner of this challenge will have a guaranteed spot in the final three and the ability to plead their case in front of the jury. Before we begin, Santi, we're going to need to take it back. Immunity is back up for grabs. Today's challenge is called Memory Lane because we are taking parts from challenges you have faced previously. The first part of this challenge, you are going to start at the end of the field. And like Dizzy Bat, you're going to do 15 spins. You are going to run up to the second sets of cones, and you're going to throw a bolo onto the ladder. Each time you miss, you have to do 3 more spins. You come over, grab one of the discs and the balls. You walk from one set of cones to the other. Once you get to the other set of cones, you have to run over to that picnic bench. On that bench is a piece of paper and a pen. There are 16 blank spaces in that piece of paper. You have to write down the elimination order of this game. So everyone from the first person voted out to the person just voted out. You gotta remember their names, remember the order. If it's correct, you come over to that picnic bench. It is the final part of your challenge. You will take the dominoes and you will create a chain from the piece of white tape till the edge. You must have a full complete chain. You must knock it down from the white tape and it must fall off the bench. The first person to get their domino to fall off the bench wins immunity, goes to final tribal council, and has a 1 in 3 shot at winning this game. The rest of you, this could be your last day. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
First person to knock their domino off the bench wins this challenge, wins immunity. He's going to final tribal council. This is your last chance. Survivors ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Doug 1.
2, 3,
Everyone going at a pretty even pace.
12.
Doug 11. Whoa, Doug is down. Doug 12.
15, you're good.
Tim, first one out. Santi on the ground.
Doug going. Doug not far behind.
Right through both.
Doug going. Doug gets it. He's on to the next part of this challenge.
Santi, got it.
One, 2.
Santi running. Santi and Doug fighting right now. I'm done. All right, Doug has it. You got it.
That's okay.
Doug and Santi, roommates, now fighting for immunity. Aram missing again.
Ah!
Both having trouble getting started. On a wet surface with somewhat unsteady blocks, this can be a challenge.
Take it easy, guys.
So close.
Yet so far.
Abby. Santi getting pretty far with his chain. Doug trying to catch up.
It won't even fit.
odds of Aram winning her first immunity challenge are a little low. Tim is now here, on to the final part. Tim just dropping it onto the ground.
What?
Santi with several in a chain, going a lot shorter distance while Doug is spacing this out very far. You only have a certain amount of dominoes, so if you run out of space, you're gonna have to figure it out. But if they don't reach, it's another setback. Tim getting pretty far, Santi getting pretty far, Doug getting pretty far. This is anyone's challenge to win or lose right now. Tim getting close. Santi getting close. Doug getting close. Tim, very close. Aram still going for Bolo. Tim messed up now, it's all over. Tim gonna go do his chain. And Tim does it! Tim wins the final individual immunity and secures his spot in the final tribal council. Santi, so close. Doug, very close. Yep. All right. Tim, for the final time, you win immunity. Congratulations, Tim. You're guaranteed going to final tribal council. For one of the rest of you, Santi, Aram, Doug, you will become the 8th and final member of the jury and will have a decision to make of who wins this game. You have until tomorrow night to figure it out. It's going to be tough. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
You can understand, I'm sure.
I understand completely.
I felt shitty before the challenge, I felt shitty during the challenge, I felt shitty after the challenge about what happened. And maybe that was just a strategy, but I mean, it felt good, but it didn't feel as good as it could have been. It was definitely some tension in the air.
And like, I know it's not too late, I'm gonna fight obviously, but like, I also, if you know what you're gonna do, I don't want to waste time either, if that makes sense. So we can talk about it obviously later.
Yeah. Can we worry about Maryland basketball being pit first? Okay.
I was really mad that Tim won. Like, I didn't hide it. I was very unhappy, and I've put so much into this game, and that like it's all just gonna come crashing down the one tribal before.
If it wasn't Doug with me, I wouldn't have rushed it as much.
Yeah, I totally understand.
It was pretty clear when Santi, Tim, and I met up. We were like, okay, like it's plain and simple. If we want a chance to win, Doug's gotta go out. Tim wins immunity, and I think on the camera I was like, yes.
That photo annoyed me so much. The first one I hit it and I knocked it off. Yeah. So it ran around it.
Don't even talk about Bolo with me. I'm gonna be a champion.
Doug's really like not in the mood to talk to anybody. If he's feeling like that, the best thing is to give him space. And I know that Tim wasn't feeling really great because he had just straight up lied to Doug.
Really I haven't been able to do anything at the last few because I've just been like...
But it's all about perception. And I really think the jury perceives you as like the guy this whole time.
He was pretty like distant with me. Like he didn't want to talk to me at all. Like I understood that. I was kind of hoping it'd be better, but I don't know why I was hoping it'd be better. I think we just had the Angie vote where she was all smiles and hugs and stuff. And like, it was a little bit crazy, but it was all like, we all appreciate that like Survivor move. And I thought it would be a similar reaction, and it wasn't. And I couldn't tell if Doug was mad at me or just like doing that like to stay focused for the game or to get in my head.
As is, I have a better chance going against Santi and
I know.
Doug.
No, I know.
Nothing,
I know it's not.
The only thing is I would leave it up. The only thing I would do might be leave it up to chance.
I didn't realize this game would be so like emotionally draining at this point. I thought it'd be easy by the end, but this is like the hardest part. You want to say like, yeah, I don't take it personally, but like the thing that hurt the most was that Tim was there for me the whole day yesterday. He was like, yeah, like you're fine, it's just a game, blah blah blah, and like we talked like the whole day. Like he's like, yeah, do what you want, like we're fine. I want to take you to the end. And the fact that he had this plan to get me out, he was literally playing me the whole time. Like that hurt too.
I'm sorry, I really am. Like, it was, I don't care about tonight, honestly, at all. I was literally just getting in run for the challenge. I was literally running through the names. Like, I wasn't actually mad at all.
Like, I had to spend the entire night with him.
Yeah.
Like, he could tell he's so upset.
Where did you spend the rest of the night with them?
Basketball
at the
game.
basketball.
And then we got dinner.
It's getting really intense with the tribals, and a lot of stuff's being said. A lot of loaded words are being used. What I've realized is that if you don't think this game is personal, you're kidding yourself. Much respect to anyone who has done it in the past. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think when you really want to win and you don't want to go home, you'll say a lot of things that you normally wouldn't.
So let's be honest, we had a plan to get you out 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it just kind of worked out to like it wasn't the move for us.
You and Doug?
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't get why he's so like how he can be like so upset at us when we had the exact same plan for him. And that's why it was between like you and Dain yesterday.
You're just starting to see a lot more emotions come out, and that is this game. That's what this game brings out. I guess, are we still going Doug tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess it would hurt Doug a lot.
He's already hurt.
So at this point, we should drop off the Band-Aid. He'll get over it, right? It's a game, and he understands. Like the only reason we're like not doing it is because he's such a strong player.
Yeah.
Third party perspective, the best move is obviously for me to vote out Doug. I believe it would be, and if Santi was on board and like, because if we go to a challenge and Aram would win, that would just boost Doug's stock a lot.
Congrats on winning.
I'm happy I won. It's such a nice, like it really.
He's just gonna guilt me. Like, and you don't have to see him all day.
Yeah, I don't.
And as much as we want to take this game from a third party perspective, me and Santi and Doug were all friends to start this game. And from me and Santi turned our backs on Doug and tried getting him out. And we saw how much that affected him, and I think we both realized that not only do we not want to do that as players, to like be that type of person, but we don't want to be that type of person in general. Like outside of the game, inside of the game, it doesn't matter. Like making somebody feel that bad is not the person that me or Santi is or are.
After tribal tomorrow, I'm literally just gonna give him space for maybe a couple of days. Like I'm not even kidding. A couple of days.
Really thinks we that bad?
Yes.
For Survivor, I honestly can't understand that. I really don't think I'd be that upset at all.
Doug loves this game. I'm so torn between it, and it has not been an easy decision for me. I've made moves, but there hasn't been as much of a consequence, and so I think being at this point in time, I see clearly like either decision I make has really big implications. I want to know why I'm making this decision and feel good about that, because I'm the one that has to live with my decision. Nobody else does.
I feel like I didn't get treated in the best way.
With what?
Just like everything that happened, it was just like ugly. Everyone left in the game knows how much I care about this game, how much I've put into this game, how much like I've worked for this game, how much like we've worked together since day one. So like honestly, it's hard to know that all these people you thought you could trust went behind you and actually wanted you to go home. Like it hurt a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Like
I'm sorry.
And it's just like I feel like I gave you so much, and like literally, like it's so much in this game, and it just like sucks to know that like I picked you guys over Kitty, I picked you guys over Dain, I picked you guys over everyone. It's just like to get cut in the back.
Okay, but literally, Tim just told me you guys had a plan to get me out, and I didn't hear anything about this.
I told you whenever Dain would bring you up, I would say.
You didn't say you, Tim, and Dain and them had a plan to get me out. Like it was like we're getting this person, and I was one of them. And like, that's fine.
That was to protect you, because I knew that you trusted Tim. And I literally wanted to work with you two so much going forward.
Like, whether or not it was for the best intentions, like, that was your decision. I've been honest this entire time. And even when I'm, like, going against you, I've been honest. Because I can't lie to you, and that's personal. Like, one of my best friends. And I would never lose that for a game. I felt good about the fact that I wasn't leading you on. You didn't give me any hint that there was like.
I said Dain will say your name.
But like that you were agreeing with it.
I told you. I said I would say. I told you I would always tell you that Dain would say your name, and I would say yes.
Planning a final
Us
three.
three never planned a final three.
Or like final four with Delta. Or whatever. Like whatever it was.
It was literally someone threw something out there, and if like you want to hold that against me, then that's fine. Like honestly,
I'm not holding it. Like I don't care. I'm literally just saying. I don't know how you would have played this in the end.
I believed in you, and I wanted to take you to the end, and I still do, but like, I am gonna take it personal, if you understand that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's not gonna be like, I'm gonna hate you, but like...
Voting you out is better for my game. But if in any way that affects my relationship with you long term, like, I understand being upset like a day, and like, yeah, I lost Survivor. But literally, Doug, any more than that, just tell me now, and I will tell Tim straight up no.
I think you do know that answer to that. I understand that like getting me out would be best for them. Like, I would beat them in the end, cut and dry. But that's the thing with me is it's personal. If I'm voted out, that is 100% personal, and I will like not be friends with Tim or Santi ever again in my life. Just kidding, but I'll be very salty. Like, I just want to know. That's it. Like, I understand if it's best for your game, and like I respect it as a fan of the game. I do really would respect that. But like, we've come so far together, and like, it's a lot.
I would feel guilty if I won because you guys did something.
I don't want them to hate me either. I don't want them to be like, I kept you because you're a crying little baby, and I didn't want to vote you out, and now you beat me, and like, look where I am now. Like, I don't want them to be unhappy with me or like low-key resent me either.
I don't know. Maybe in a week I'll be fine.
I'm not risking that.
But it's just like,
I'm not risking that. That's stupid. I'm literally not risking that. So I will just promise me you won't feel guilty about me making this decision, because I will feel no regret however it turns out. But I'm making this decision. I'm not going through with it. Okay? I 100% planned on going against Doug and voting him out tonight. That was the idea. I was convinced that was the best move. Seeing Doug like that really made me rethink things. I've said this before, it's not worth losing a friendship winning this game. That's not a popular decision, because Survivor, I think people think Survivor, it's this game where you're in it to win it, and you'll do whatever it takes to be that last person standing no matter who you have to push aside. And so I struggled with that because I'm really competitive, and people might not think this at this point, but I care about this game so much. I've like made connections with people, and that's been amazing and so rewarding in so many ways, but it's definitely an investment. To leave without winning it is a challenge. It affects Doug this way, and there's nothing Doug can do about it. And even if I don't like that, I have to make that decision just as a friend. This game ends in less than 5 days. My friendship with you is like lifetime. And I mean that, like, so like, it's not even a decision. Even the reason I decided to turn on Doug, it was because I sat down with Tim and Aram, and they convinced me that I wasn't winning if I didn't make this choice, and that nobody in the jury was going to take me over Doug because he's a great player. But I think what I realized is that making that choice is just going with what other people say. This choice, to almost anybody, it's going to look like weak, and it's going to look like, wow, Santi's just giving up on this game. I need to be validated by what I think is right and what I want to do. Love you so much. Don't feel bad, alright? No, you're good there. In that moment, it was just friend to friend, me honestly and sincerely asking that question, and that's what I wanted back. So if Doug lied to me, then I won't feel good about that. But if that's the truth, that was the moment that I was like, well, okay.
The reason I was mad yesterday, because I was like, I wasn't mad that you voted me. I don't care about that. It was that you knew I was in like a bad place, and you kept saying like it's a game, so you were making me feel better. And I was like, okay, good, I have someone to talk to about this. And you were really just doing it to play me, and it like hurt me.
I understand.
I like personally, because I thought it was just like a fun talk. So already so many layers to this game, and I think there's just so many more with this vote. So like,
would you want me to just vote for Delaram? Like, I'm like, this game is so much more than the game. It's like, it's so much more like us as friends.
I know.
And like, I realized like I was like, it was a really shitty thing for me to do.
That's why I was hurt. Like,
what can I do to fix it? We worked together a lot for this game, and while I had this perspective of like game life and Survivor and game life and real life, the lines do get like blurred in Survivor Maryland, because I expected him to be like, wow, it's a game move, like separating game from personal. So me doing that to one of my friends and like making him feel that bad sucks, and I don't recommend it, or like 0 out of 10 recommend.
And like literally, just don't lie to me.
Okay.
If you're voting me out, just tell me. I just want to know, honestly.
Well,
And,
if
Santi,
Santi's gonna vote Delaram. Santi's gonna vote Delaram. It's whether it's gonna be a challenge or not.
I've talked to these people like multiple times a week, every week, this whole semester. It's like been like week 15 of the semester. Like I know everyone really well at this point. And when I've talked to Tim, I've never seen him like that either. And he probably hasn't seen me. Like I was crying so much, and Tim was like holding it back.
I did not think I would ever feel this shitty because of this game.
And I never felt that until like my name got written down that last time. So that's what makes this so hard for me, is that it's emotional. If I wish I had no attachments to you guys. Like I don't care that Delaram is gonna write my name.
Like thinking back to like Steal the Bacon and stuff like that. And like it's pretty much like gym class with some like extra stuff added to it. Now it's totally different.
Literally, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was just a game. And the thing is, it's no longer a game, which is why it sucks. I wish it could still be.
Dain's brought up the point, and I'm sure other people have thought of it, that I've just kind of like been playing along with Doug. And this move in particular, I don't think it really helps my case, because it shows the fact that I sort of could have sent Doug home, or at least to a challenge, and I chose not to. I hope that the jury members see the motivation behind it, and it's not because that I'm submissive to Doug, but it's because the player and the person that I want to be does not align with betraying somebody I've worked with this whole game. A year from now, would you rather have it go that we voted you in, or that you beat Delaram to get in? So it's crossed my mind that like how negative of an impact this game could have on me and Doug's friendship. And I don't think that if I voted him out at this point, we would like stop becoming friends. Like we were really good friends before this. I just think it would be very difficult to overcome. And we got finals week coming up. We got a lot of crap coming up for as a college student, and it's not worth the risk. I don't think that it would be ruined by this game, but I think it would definitely be tarnished.
So I'm like, hey, Santi, what were you thinking? I said, you're totally allowed to say you want me out. There's no BS at this point. He said, okay, I've made the decision to stick with Doug. This has nothing to do with the game at this point. It would just affect our friendship going forward if I did otherwise. And I'm thinking, what an idiot. Like, how big of a moron are you to vote for friendship? Like, cry about it. Cry me a fucking river. Like, you're pathetic. So, I'm screenshotting all this stuff to Tim, and I'm like, Tim, like, can you believe it? And he's like, oh, I agree with Santi. And it just like, realize now that I'm like, it's me and them in the final four. It's literally best friends versus me. They're pathetic. I'm playing with a bunch of idiots. What do you expect? We're gonna kiss each other at the end and like give each other rainbows and cupcakes? No, this is Survivor, idiots. I don't give a shit right now. Like, you're so selfish, Doug, actually, to let them feel this way.
I'm pumped for it right now.
Let's go.
Is Delaram the only one pumped
Shall we,
up?
boys?
Yes.
Delaram's been as excited for this for a long time.
Childish vibes, honestly. I'm like, calm down. Like, why are you getting in your feels so badly over this game?
Just embrace it.
Bring it in, pals.
All right, and now please welcome the jury of two right now. We've got Josh and then Dain voted out at the last tribal council. Tonight, the last juror will be named, and it'll be one of the four of you, or one of the three of you, I suppose. Tim, you have immunity. Does this immunity feel like a little more than every other immunity?
Oh yeah, for sure, especially because it's my second individual immunity, and it was up against people whose backs were to the wall. I think it's definitely a solid for me, and I'm pretty happy that I have it.
Let's talk about last tribal. Doug, were you expecting 2 votes against you?
No, not at all. I was expecting maybe one from Delaram, but other than that, I was very surprised.
Who do you think the other vote came from?
I know it was Tim, like we established it.
So when Tim brought up the up against the wall, do you think he was talking about you?
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear based off after the tribal we were like waiting. I was like pacing back and forth because I was just like stressed.
Delaram,
What's up?
do you feel like Tim's talking about you when he's talking about up against the wall?
right before the tribal council that Abby got voted out, he straight up said, I'm going to screw you over now, and then I'm going to want to use you to get you to the final 3, because I think I'll beat you. Very blunt, very straight to the point, and I was like, okay.
So, Doug, how do you feel right now?
I mean, it's obviously scary, like there's less people, like the greater chance your name will be written down, but I have trust in the people that I can. Like I feel like there's no point in lying at this point, because there's nothing anyone can really do about it. So me and Aram are voting for each other.
Yeah.
I believe, and then Tim and Santi are gonna vote how they choose.
They're gonna vote for me.
So that's a true statement, and I agree with them that at this point there is no sense in lying. We've been very straightforward ever since the last challenge with each other, and I think we'll continue to do that until this game's over, and we'll just see where everything lands.
I feel like with this necklace, I feel a lot more confident in my game and how I've played this game so far, and that's like my argument. But I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of it came down to like Doug's reaction to how this whole thing went down.
You're letting that little reaction change the entire chance of you winning?
It was not only that, but then I was able to take a step back and look at how what I was going to do would be perceived by other members of the jury, and be perceived as me looking back on this game, how I won this game. And I didn't want it to be me screwing over the person I've been working with this whole time.
So, I just want to bring up what was brought up last tribal council, where Dain calls you submissive to Doug, saying that you just roll over and let Doug do whatever.
I think it's very much an unfair point, especially after last tribal or try getting him out. I think that's kind of established it, and at this point I feel like I'm beyond that. I feel like we're beyond that as a group.
No, just being 100% honest, my original plan was to get Doug out tonight. The initial thing that changed my mind was seeing Doug's reaction, and honestly feeling like me making that decision would affect our friendship beyond this game. I think people are going to judge that as like, oh man, you're not trying to win, you don't care enough. I think if you look at my game up to this point, it speaks otherwise.
So, Doug, I've got to ask, did you expect your reaction to have such a profound effect?
Honestly, no. I didn't even beg them for my vote. I literally just, when I talked to them, like, yeah, I cried, and I was really sad.
I just want to talk about how this entire game, it's been Aram, Abby, Santi, Doug. Can we talk about ever since before this game, ever since freshman year, these 3 boys have been best friends. And I totally agree, this game is very personal. Me and Abby got so tight as roommates. Like, are we really letting friendships get in the way of your, like, chance of winning? Like, you're really good friends for them to do that, let them do that. But he's playing you, like he's been playing you this whole time. And like, I have a whole list and I'm gonna bring it up soon. If do I have time right now?
Go ahead, this is your tribal council.
It's long, you guys.
Let's
I said to Abby, okay, since you guys are gonna make this decision so boring, let me at least spice it up. Alright, first of all, this is pathetic. I'll say that word so many times. I've said the word idiot so many times in my confessional today. It's like,
You texted it us too. Yeah.
oh yeah, everyone knows, like, tattooed on my forehead, please. But you guys are in the honors college, but this is the dumbest thing you've ever done. You idiots. Very good at acting, by the way. You are the best. You, ever since the merge, like you said, maybe like that's your strategy, but you like haven't really done much talking. Like you and I only started talking maybe 2 days ago. He's using you, and you're such a good player. Like, if I go out, which I probably will, I will totally vote for you.
Aram, the reason we haven't talked up to this point is because you haven't really talked with many people up until
it's a two-way street. No, you're right. Like, I'm not gonna hide the fact that I have, like, Sadie and Doug have carried me throughout this entire game. You guys are not playing Game of Survivor at this point. This is all about friendship.
Look, from the beginning, I haven't been with Doug and Tim. I was on a different tribe. Yeah, I had these relationships coming into the game, but these were the only 2. I fought and I made great relationships and I made alliances. The jury will know, Chikasha knows. I'm the last Chikasha person standing. And a lot of that has to do because of the relationships I've made, not just Doug and Tim. At the merge, I had the biggest target on my back out of anyone making the merge. And I'm still here despite that, and I haven't gotten a single vote to this point. No one gets to this point by themselves. A lot of that has to do with loyalty. I don't think you see the depth of like how real it got last night with like Doug and I. And sure, I'm not willing to throw away a relationship for this game. That doesn't mean I don't care about Survivor. That doesn't mean I haven't been trying this hard, and that doesn't mean I don't want to win and don't think I can.
Doug, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you were voted out, would that affect your relationships?
I told them, like, it probably would, as much as I don't want it to. Like, that's the sad truth.
I'm not like here to counsel you guys. Oh, hey friends, like, whatever. Okay.
Throughout this game, like, I've been okay with targeting Doug and Santi because I've been like able to take a step back from it, and I didn't see how that, like, what that meant for the people and what that meant for like them going through the jury, that me like screwing them over or me like going behind their back would actually like wreck them. You know what I mean? Like just destroying friendships.
I don't know. I don't
like
care.
I want to be able to look back in this game and be like, this is the move I made. I'm proud I made this move. And
I respect you guys sticking to what you believe in. Like I'm all for that, but like what you guys believe in is what I'm not all for. Just gonna say it's just so sad how this can get in the way in a friendship. Yeah, I'm being personal, but like I would be an idiot if I voted for an idiot to win this game.
Delron, like, we weren't on the same tribe for the first half of this game. How do you know the game I played?
That's the most important time. No one's gonna be like, oh, on day 13, Santi won that challenge. He's got my vote. No one gives a fuck.
I think people understand why me and Santi are making the decision we're making. And I feel like if they put themselves in their like real, like in the same shoes and they were really honest with themselves, I hope that they would make the same decision we're making. Me and him have controlled our own destiny throughout most of this game, and right now we still do, and Doug does not. And I feel like that speaks to it.
All right, it's time to vote.
Way to go down fighting. So much respect for your game. It's a pretty shitty position we're in, but we don't really have a choice.
I'm playing with a bunch of idiots. Surprise.
Once the votes have been read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Doug. Second vote. Delram. One vote Delram, one vote Doug, 2 votes left. Delram.
Thanks for the smiley.
2 votes Delram, 1 vote Doug, 1 vote left. 17th person voted out Survivor, Major Conflict, and the 8th and final member of our jury, Delram. That's 3. That's enough tonight. Delram, the tribe has spoken. Here we go.
Okay.
I thought she was gonna be salty.
Oh, if you think she's salty, wait till tomorrow. Wait till Sunday.
No, I was kidding.
Congratulations! You 3 are the final 3. One of the 3 of you will win this game.
Hey, didn't think I would have been here. You guys found out tonight in tonight's travel. I'm playing with a bunch of idiots. I'm just gonna say it. I said it maybe 50 times. I'll say it again. Tim, Santi, stupid play. So dumb. I'm bitter, yeah. And I'm like doing it with a smile because like it's called a game for a reason. It's not called life. We're not playing the game of life. We're playing the game of Survivor. It's a game. Doug, you're brilliant. Like I love you. We clicked since day 1, and I still love you. And I love your game. You're so manipulative. Like high five, man. Like I had so much fun. Like I 10 out of 10 recommend everyone play this game. It's so fun. It's made me become into such a bitch. Like Abby has probably never seen me in this light. None of my friends have. Once this airs, it's gonna be so funny. You guys are a bunch of losers. If you're not first, you're last.
Good luck, guys.
I don't know if it can be portrayed through the camera or like anything, just how deep like mine, Tim, and Santi's like friendship and connection is. And I know it probably seems like I just like manipulated them so bad because like I've manipulated a lot of people this game. I've said a lot of lies. Like it's not something uncommon for me to lie to someone to move further. But in that case, like that was 100% genuine and they knew that. I also don't want people to think that I'm like some like awful friend that's like, if you vote me out, we're not friends anymore. It wasn't like that. It was just that our friendship got so deep, like we literally would have taken just one large step back. And I think they just didn't want to do that. It's not like we wouldn't have been friends anymore. It's not that we would have never been the same. But it's like, we've come so far together. I think they just didn't want to take that one step back. It's honestly bittersweet to make it the final 3, just because I know deep down, like, in a strictly game perspective, I probably don't deserve it. But I did make it, and I'm very excited about it, because that is one of my, like, goals coming in. I do have the best shot at winning by far. But I do think that Santi and Tim, if they play it right, have also a great shot at winning.
Who would have thought?
I did. I called it.
Honestly,
I was kidding though when I called it.
I did not
Everyone's gonna be
expect
so
it.
savage though. Like that was probably nothing compared to. That is nothing compared to some other people.
We knew it was coming, so like we were just kind of sitting there excited. Like we had our arguments planned, like ready for her to attack, and sure enough, she did. And I thought we had our arguments set up pretty well. It was kind of like a warm up for Final Tribal Council, because we'll be making the same arguments to her that we will be making to the entire jury. All right, I got here, made it to the final 3. It's a pretty great feeling. Not the way I wanted to get to the final 3, but I'm here with my buds. I was able to kind of show myself as like a strong player in this game. I feel like throughout the game, people kind of had that in like the back of their minds. I was able to manipulate votes where I saw fit and where I needed to, and I think I played a very smart game. And not only am I in the final 3, I think I'm in a very good position to win this game in the final 3.
I missed this, buddy. I had it a lot during this tenure. Say goodbye.
Bump what everyone thinks of me, because I made this decision and like I feel good about this decision, and so at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. And so do I want the jury and everyone else to respect that decision and see the way I see it? 100%. It was in the context of this is a weakness of mine that I always just want to please everyone. I think for me to like step out and make that decision, I was proud of it. And here's what I'm trying to say. The tricky part with how this game has worked out is that it has brought Doug and I closer than we've ever been before. And this game like intersects with our talks and like every aspect, honestly, of our personal life. And I'm really grateful for it. My friendship with Doug, that's one of the most rewarding aspects that's come out of this experience for me. It feels really good to be in the final 3. I get back after Tribal, and Doug, Tim, and I are feeling really good because in our eyes, we made our move to put our friendship over the game, and we made that decision together and unanimously. And so Sadie texts Tim and I. It's a pretty long message, but basically saying like, I love you guys, but Doug has played you this entire time. This whole game is officially a joke. It's gonna be 8-0-0, unanimous vote. Doug is the winner, and it's just so frustrating that you guys didn't see that, and now we all feel like our time has been wasted. And then following that text message was her own words. She sent screenshots of conversations that she had, a conversation that she had with Doug, which happened after, I want to say, the Dain Tribal. He mentioned something about being fake mad at Tim, and then mentioned to Sadie how Tim's game was so much better than mine that I've just literally copied and followed every move he's made to this point, and every week I don't talk to anybody and I just go to Doug and he tells me what to do. As soon as I read that message, I didn't know what to think. I felt really betrayed and deceived and lied to on a personal level. It wasn't a game decision. It wasn't like the hurt of like, oh man, this person backstabbed me. It was different because at that moment the game was completely personal. The only reason I didn't vote out Doug was 100% personal reasons, and everyone knows that at this point. To find out that he had said those things, I took him in a very personal way.
Santi comes up to me in my room and is like, I don't want to talk to you for the next few days. And I literally was like, what? And like my heart broke. And then he said Sadie sent me something, and that was it. That's all I got. So me and Sadie, it's pretty known, like, have been working really well together this whole game, and like we are really good friends now. Like we talk a lot. We play on the same co-ed like football team, and like we talk a lot just like friend things. But sometimes it would slip into the game. As a super fan of this game, like that was 100% wrong of me, and I shouldn't have done it. It was the night after I lost the Final 4 challenge. Yeah, that was when I was like feeling defeated. So I was just saying things. I texted Tim that night. I didn't, because I thought she just texted Santi, and then Tim was like, I gotta take Santi 7 minutes. So I was like destroyed. The reason they didn't vote me out was so that like something like this wouldn't happen, and then something like this happened. So the next morning I get up at 7 a.m. and like, I knew Santi didn't want to talk to me, and I knew I needed to give him space. So what I did was I didn't come back to my dorm like literally the whole day.
I didn't get much sleep. I woke up and I went to class and everything else resumed, but that was the only thing on my mind was that, man, after this big decision and not let the game get in between our friendship, I find this out and now I feel really hurt, and I'm thinking like, how is this gonna affect our friendship going forward? And it was a really weird day because normally I talk to Doug like a lot, and we walk to class together. Sometimes if the schedules coincide, like we'll eat together, and I didn't see him the entire day, and so he gave me the space I asked for, but it was really tough.
and it was just like kind of a wake-up call of what it would be like not to have that friendship. And so I took the day to just process all the things that were going on in my head, like when did he say that, what was he feeling, does he really mean those things, has he been playing this whole time? I knew the crying and I knew the deep talks we had about how it would affect our friendship going forward. I knew those things weren't fake. I think the part that really hurt me was the part where he said, basically, Santi doesn't deserve to be here. The reason that hurt is because I thought he really meant that, and that he has been playing me this whole time, and that a lot of the things he has told me about my game have been lies.
At my work, I typed up a 1.5-page letter basically saying how I felt and told him, I didn't necessarily give excuses or try to take back anything, but I told him why I said what I said, what it was in the moment I convinced myself that he played a bad game, but in reality he controlled my fate, his own fate, the past few tribals. He outplayed me in the end, and so did Tim, and it's a hard pill for me to swallow that people played a better game than me, but it's one that I have to.
Doug wrote me a 1.5-page single-space letter, basically just talking about how much his friendship means to me. And not only was it really emotional, but Doug hates to write. He handed me the letter, I read through it, and I was completely forgiven, man.
We agreed that us three should talk, and earlier this morning me, Tim, and Santi talked, and I said please shred my game up. Come after me. This isn't the way I want to win. Honestly, I don't want to win because people think Tim and Santi are idiots for taking me for this personal thing, and then they vote for me in the end. I don't want to win like that. I don't want your vote if you think I'm a master manipulator that cried my way to the end to beat my friends. I want to win because you think I played the best game, or I want to lose because you think that one of the other two played the best game.
At the end of the night, I controlled my own destiny from day one to here. I won the last challenge. I won the challenges that I need to win to kind of keep myself away from the fray. And even if they're mad at me, I don't care. And if they want to vote because of that, then so be it. But I'm not going to spend my time wasting my answers on them. They're going to be bitter, and it would make sense for them to vote based off bitterness. But I hope that they take a step back and appreciate the game enough, and appreciate the game that we've played enough to vote based on the game.
Man, I look stupid believing in myself because clearly nobody else does. I look stupid thinking that I have a chance in this game because Sadie's saying it's going to be a unanimous vote. Talking now, I still believe I can win this game, and I might still look really stupid if it's a unanimous vote, and I'm risking that. I still honestly think I can make a case for my game. I think one of the things I've done really well is control how people have perceived me. I think I've done that better than both Doug and Tim. Early on the game, I was viewed as one of the biggest threats to win it. So my strategy changed, and I've said this before.
Welcome, Doug, Santi, Tim. You three have made it as far as you can go. You've been 17 people to get where you are. By the end of tonight, one of you three will be the winner of Survivor Major Conflict. Now the power shifts from you to the 8 members of the jury, 8 people you had a hand in voting out. Morgan, Delaram, Abby, Sadie, Amanda, Angie, Dain, and Josh. I'm going to let them come up one by one. They're going to say what they need to say. Before we start with the jury questioning, you will each have a moment to give your opening speech. At the end, I will ask for your closing speech. So, who would like to start for opening? All right, Doug, what is yours?
So I first wanted to say that I did violate a rule in this game, and I did text Sadie about the game, which was not allowed, and it was not okay under any circumstance. And I just want to apologize to everyone for doing that. And I shouldn't have done it. I'm not defending myself. I'm just want to let everyone know I'm sorry. The last vote was a personal vote more than a game vote. And I my if you haven't heard about it, it was my reaction that caused it. I was not being manipulative. I would never take advantage of such of my 2 best friends to get myself in this position. And if you think I did, don't give me credit for what I didn't do. I don't want your vote basically if you think that I manipulated my best friends to get to this point. I want your vote because you think I played the best game. I don't want you to vote for me to punish them for taking me to this point either. I want you to vote for the person you think played the best game.
I want to start off by saying I know that I'm at a disadvantage here. And I think the reason I say that is because, honestly, a lot of you guys haven't seen my game from the beginning. A lot of us haven't even been on the same tribe at all until merge. I hope that tonight you haven't already made up your mind, because I honestly see this as a really great opportunity for me to share with you like what my whole game has been, what my strategy has been from the beginning. And I hope that getting a more complete view will show you that I do deserve to be here, and not only that, like I have a strong case for why I should win this game. And so I think for tonight, like, don't come in with your mind already set. Bring it. Like, we want like hard questions. Don't just narrow it down to the last vote. And I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say.
I've enjoyed this from the beginning. Like, there's been ups and downs, obviously. With that being said, I deserve to be here. I deserve to win this game more than both these two, more than both those two combined. From day one and from on, I've been like adapting week by week, alliance by alliance, like relationship by relationship, to best put myself in a position to win this game. And that's how I got here today. Like, it's not a mistake that I have yet to have a vote cast against me. I mean, hopefully I have a lot of votes against me today, or for me today. But I was able to like win the challenges I need to win, and at the end of the day, I control my own destiny. Nobody was going to get me out because of the challenges that I won or the alliances that I've made. I was never the smart move to get out. And it wasn't because I was just taking a backseat the whole game. I was active from day one to here. And I just hope that, again, like they all said, I hope that you're not voting based out of like just straight spite. I hope your mind's not made up yet.
Thank you, Final Three. We will now start with the jury questioning. Morgan, stage is yours.
So I guess like Santi, you made a really good point with your little speech, because, you know, being on Chikasha with you from the beginning, you really were playing the game. Like, I saw you as the biggest threat, but then it kind of seemed like you like died off a little bit. Like, what happened?
As soon as, I think a little bit after the tribe swap, I don't know the exact time, but I said like, I think it's time for me to start changing my strategy, because I think like I led Chikasha to a lot of challenge wins, and I noticed, and I heard this from multiple people, like, you have a really big target on your back right now, and that's not a place that I wanted to be. If I keep this up, like, people are gonna start gunning for me like from everywhere. Not like I won't have as much power to control that. But I do think like I was much less active with a lot of the decisions. That was definitely intended. It was a change in strategy. Honestly, like, out of the three of us, I feel like I came in with like the biggest target on my back from the swap on, and I haven't gotten a single vote, and so I think that says a lot. Doug has gotten votes, Tim hasn't, but he had nowhere near the like you just mentioned, a lot of people seeing me as like one of the strongest players.
Okay, so Doug, you were really cool. You're the only person to find idols, so shout out to you. But what other cool and fun things have you done that I might not know about?
I've been playing this game where I had to plan A, B, and C, no matter what would happen, whether it be idols or alliances or whatever happened. Me and him, we like came into this game as roommates, and it got brought up a lot, but we managed to downplay it so much, and I was able to work with everyone else so well that I think that I was able to control these votes and like, or just like suggest who to get out that was best for like me as a whole. Especially once the merge, like I had two like 5-person alliances. Like, it was me, Santi, Abby, Aram, and Sadie, and there's the 5 that ended up sticking together. Like, you and Amanda didn't didn't fit into those two necessarily, so that just like is how it happened.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So, when Anders interviewed me for this game, he asked something about whether I'd put my friends first or the game first. I answered that if it was really worth me being their friend at the end of the day, they would understand if I voted them out, because I'm here to play the game first and foremost, and I'd hope that they would have as much love and respect for the game as I did. That's why I have no hard feelings towards any of you guys. Like, all of you wrote my name down, I know that, and to all of them who deceived me or wrote my name down. But Tim, you were my closest ally in this game, but I'm realizing I definitely wasn't yours, because the two people you were friends with before this game started are the two people you're sitting beside now, and I do think you had the biggest part in controlling that. So I guess I'm just sort of glad that like I got voted out when I did, rather than final 6, 5, or 4 just because I wasn't friends with you. After I did get voted out though, I was hoping that you, Tim, would be able to make moves to get you to the end of this game with people that I thought you could beat. But you really haven't shown me why you should win when someone like Doug is sitting beside you. I do want to give all of you a chance to explain yourself though. So my question for each of you is, what would your ideal final 3 have been? Because to the jury, it seems like you're only sitting beside each other because they were your friends before the game started. would me, Delaram, Dain, or Angie ever have been a part of that?
It's not like up to me to decide how doing something affects somebody. I was like given the choice of like, this would seriously hurt our friendship or like to do well in the game. It's like I'm not questioning why Doug acted the way he did. That's not up to me to question it. I knew his sincerity with his statement. I was given the choice and I believe I made the right choice. I don't regret it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I just don't think it's fair to judge it based off like a game move or to say I'm weak or like to say I'm his bitch or submissive or whatever. It's not how the choice was made. It's not how I made the decision. It's not how he presented the decision to us. And your other question, your ideal 3. So again, it's hard because the game adapts so many ways. Like in the beginning I would have said Dain and Delaram, but then they all like switched and they became really strong players towards the end. Final 6, I would have said my ideal 3 before any moves would have been Delaram and probably Santi, because I feel like I could beat both of them. And I was being very sincere with you when I was like getting these 2 out, but the week that you went home, everybody was coming to me like, every once you gone, and I didn't want to. This sounds terrible, but from a game perspective, it wasn't worth sticking my neck out for enough that I would have been the next one gone.
I'll echo everything Tim just said about the last personal vote. I have the same exact explanation, so nothing to add there. Who I wanted to go to the finals with, I honestly thought it was going to be a final 2. So from the beginning, I wanted to take Angie to the end with me, and that was all the way until this like whole thing happened at the tribe swap. Found out about a girl alliance, so that I might not necessarily be her number 1. So from then on, I had to be like, okay, well, who do I got left? And I had like a lot of relationships. Me and Doug hadn't worked like as much together up until that point, and that's when it like started. And I wanted to take Doug to the end with me. It was before I knew about a lot of the idols, and I honestly was planning on turning on him, like on like I think final 6 and final 4, until a lot of this stuff went down. I did have to be convinced of that. I might have been a little bit naive about like where the game stood at that point and how I matched up with Doug. I sit here today and I think I do have a chance of winning this.
So I want to say that my like ideal final 3 switched every time, and every time I got asked like who's your ideal final 3, I never once said these 2 with me. Like at the beginning of the game, it was Tim and Sadie. Like I was like, okay, this is it. Then it just kept changing as the game went on. I did want to take Josh, Delaram, and Sadie to the end, but then when I found out about these plans and just like everything that happened to like get me out, or to get like just the way it just everything folded, and the fact that people would want to take Delaram to the end instead of me, kind of. So I kind of use that as my reasoning, where it's like, oh, the people that everyone wants to take to the end are actually my threats, if that makes sense. So that's why I had to keep cutting people that just in that sense would work like that.
Okay, thanks guys.
First off, I want to say good job, because I think any of us would be lying if we said we didn't envy you guys, want to sit in those seats. And I'm going to talk about the game. I don't want to talk about this last tribal specifically. If I talk about friendships, that's not specifically what I'm talking about, because I felt like throughout this whole game, I was carrying with me this notion that no matter what happens, we're going to be friends afterwards. I think this is the perfect example that all 3 of you wrote my name down, and I still like all of you. I have no hard feelings towards this. And that's why it sucked when it started to shift towards the end. Not even that last tribal, but maybe when it went to rocks in the end, when you guys refused to switch on Doug, when he pulled out an idol and said, I'm gonna use this, I'm going to the top 4 and there's nothing you can do about it, when in fact there was everything you could do about it. You had Mike Tyson on the ropes and you just didn't go for the knockout, and that was frustrating for us to see because it was such a huge move and we were all rooting for you, and like we just wanted to see something big happen. Going individually, Santi, good job. Like we talked on day 1, like I'm really happy that you're here, honestly. And I want to harken back to that you were a threat, and then I appreciate that you went undercover, but I feel like you didn't even do like any undercover things. So I'm just wondering if you had one word to describe like your post-merge play, how would you describe it?
Quiet. I honestly don't think like I was like not doing anything, because I was like talking to people and like still like thinking like and strategizing, okay, like how am I gonna go forward with this game? I agree. I wish I would have won more challenges at the end. Like my like one of my big strategies was like, listen, like I need to pull out like a few challenges at the end to solidify that I am still that guy. And it didn't go that way. A couple last second killers, thanks Tim, that like took that away from me. And so yeah, that hurts my game, I'm not gonna lie. As far as the rock draw, that moment, like I was just so mad that Angie and Delaram both lied to me. Like second time Angie, and I was like, I thought we were working together again. Who can I trust right now? And I found out Tim didn't turn on me that night, even though he was planning to, and Doug hadn't turned me up until that point. So I'm like, man, if I go forward and I don't win a challenge, like how far am I really gonna go with these guys?
Good luck, good job.
So like we all signed up to play Survivor this season, right? And like we all had different reasons for doing it, but I know a lot of people are fans of the real show and wanted to kind of like experience what it was going to be like to play their own game instead of watch someone on TV do it. And I recognize that like this isn't for $1 million. Like millions of people aren't going to watch you on TV. Like you're not going to be famous. But at the same time, like for a lot of us, this was the closest thing we'll ever get to really playing like the real thing. And like from my perspective, like you guys kind of just like took that away from us, and I think that like 2 of the seats up here are like wasted on people who really didn't play to win. And I think like if you guys really were playing to win, like Doug wouldn't be sitting there. I'm just kind of like embarrassed because I just feel like this isn't Survivor anymore, and this was kind of like our season too. And I think like the way it's played out, like the ending has just been like ruined. I am voting for Doug. Like I don't think anything that Tim or Santi you guys can say is like gonna make up my mind, and I think that like out of everyone here, like out of all 20 players, like Doug has definitely played the best game. Like he deserves to be here. And I think that like sometimes the way this game plays out is like the final 2-3 people sitting here aren't necessarily like the most deserving, but I don't think that's the case here, because I think Doug has literally outplayed us all, and I think he fully deserves to win. So like anyone on the jury, I think that if you're even on the fence about who to vote for, I would just say vote for Doug. That's all I have to say.
We can't comment. Nope.
Hi, you three. I just want to say that, like everyone has been saying, I did come into this game with the intention of making friends, and so I hope that we can stay friends after today. And like no matter what I say, I hope you like don't cry or whatever. Sadie said she didn't want to roast you because it wouldn't be fun, but I think it would be fun. So I'm just gonna start with Doug. Hey Doug, I just want to congratulate you for making the final 3. Now that pleasantries are out of the way, I just want to say that you are the biggest spineless bitch I've ever met in my life.
Oh, no.
You've lied and backstabbed to everyone in this game. You lied to me about the Final 5 alliance, the roommate alliance, and the time that you voted for me when Sadie went home. You made me feel like shit for exposing your idol the time Sadie went home. You made these 2 feel like shit for trying to beat you. My question for you is, why did you make this game personal and essentially threaten your friendship with Tim and Santi? But even if they hate you after this, at least you can take Jasmine on a really nice date with $100.
I didn't make the game personal until the Final 4, so like nothing else besides that was, and like that was just how it was. And I think that it's not like I didn't threaten them with my friendship. I wasn't like, we're not going to be friends anymore if you don't like, if you vote me out. And like the fact that this game like developed us, got us so close, it wasn't like, oh wow, we're not gonna be friends anymore, but like it would have just like, we would have all needed to taken just a step back, and it would have taken like a little bit to just like be like 100% as close as we are again, because we all are so close.
I'll be honest, I 100% thought it was an ultimatum, and that's why I made that choice.
Same.
I straight up asked Doug, like, if you think do you think this is gonna like affect our friendship like way going forward beyond the game? And he said,
I said
yes.
end of semester.
I don't remember getting that specific. I've said it, I made a friendship decision. I didn't want to lose a friendship.
Going off of that, I'm gonna dig. I want to know, like, what makes you so insecure about your friendship that, like, you were afraid that it was gonna end over some game?
I'm not, like, insecure over the friendship. I only, like, took Doug's words, and, like, I've literally never seen Doug like that in my life as long as I've known him. So that concerned me a bit, and that's why I made that decision. Like, I totally understand why it's, like, hard to see from both the jury's perspective, from anyone else's perspective, from anyone watching this game. In the moment, like, I honestly thought that. And so I made that decision and I stuck with it. I don't regret it if it would have cost me that friendship. I do regret it if it was just going to be like, I'm going to be mad at you for a couple days and then it'll be all over. Because I honestly got that impression.
We're not the ones that are like being as hurt as he is, so we can't like say we understand. I can't blame him for it, be angry at him for it. Like, it is how we reacted, and I took him as word just as Santi did. I made my move based on that.
I have one last question for Tim, and this is actually about the game. So, hold on. Okay. So, Tim, I just want to say congrats for making it to the final 3 by being Doug's bitch. Before you were Doug's bitch, I saw you as Amanda's bitch. I just want you to tell me exactly when you were your own bitch and like why you're deserving of winning Survivor.
I was never anybody's bitch for this entire game. I was playing my own game, and I cut ties with Amanda when it came time. I was like ready to cut ties like this with Doug when it came time. I talked to Amanda way back when it was like, we need to get Doug out, we need to get Santi out. Like, it was mutual. It wasn't like I just went up to, like, we both talked about it. You can't say you're somebody's bitch because you're their ally and they're on your side. Those were my allies, and I made decisions and we made decisions. She was like close with flipping to Morgan and Angie and going with that route with Jasmine. And I was able to convince her, stick together, stay through this, and then we'll be good to the end. And then with Doug, I see how you say that, but at the same time, we were on opposite ends of the same alliance the entire game. From the beginning, I was always close with Amanda, he was always closer with Sadie. And then I became close with Dain and Angie, and then he became close with you and Aram. The people I was closest with ended up going farther than people he was closest with, like besides Aram. But at that point, it was like a free-for-all. Like, Dain said the same thing to me. I don't think it's fair to call me Doug's bitch. And it kind of pisses me off that it happens like that. Just because somebody's my ally and it makes sense for me to vote with them does not make them their bitch. And if everybody's like so pissed off, don't be pissed off at me or Santi. This sounds terrible. Be pissed off at Doug that this all happened.
Trust me, I am. Don't worry.
Alright, well then don't vote for him.
I haven't made up my mind yet, so we'll see.
Okay, well, first off, congrats to all three of you. I would definitely wish that I was like in your spot. To start off with Doug, I guess it's obvious like you wanted to take both of them with you to the end, so I want to see why you think they deserve to win over you.
They had my destiny, like my game in their hands the past few tribals, so like I owe it to them. I think that Santi had it like literally after the tribe swap, his main alliance was Jasmine, Liam, and Mike, and he literally lost those three people before the merge. And he was able to come and bounce back and like build new alliances, like rekindle your alliance with you, utilize his relationship with me and Tim and more people in order to get him into where he is now. So I think he played a great game and was able to put himself in this position after being seen as such a big threat with no allies, honestly, as once the merge happened. And I think Tim started off playing like under the radar, and I think that was a good strategy. He was able to like do whatever, and then as the time went on, he realized like who he needed to like do what with, and like he saw the big picture. He saw everything, and like I know he was like knew where the vote stood. Like he counted. That's why he like did work with Dain and did work with like me, because he knew that I'd be willing to flip at a certain, and like you, because he knew he'd be willing to flip at a certain point. And I think by the end he did like control kind of who got out.
So Santi and I we basically like worked together since the beginning. Well, as of right now, I am voting for Doug. So if you could say anything that could convince me, this is like your time.
People respect Aram and Dain's game so much, right? Because they've clawed their way here. Honestly, I think my game was much more challenging in different ways to do that, what I did. I didn't get a single vote this entire game, and considering that out of us three, I was seen as the biggest threat, I think that's pretty impressive. I think I picked the right strategy at the same time. I think perception is everything in this game. If you're seen as weak early on, then people are going to pick you off. After the merge, people are going for threats, and people that they see like, oh my gosh, if I go to the end with this person, I'm not going to win. I knew I was one of those people, so I adjusted strategy. And like Doug said, I was kind of screwed at that point. People that I trusted, I couldn't trust anymore. And people that like I thought could like bring me further were gone. And I still like rearranged, adjusted strategy. People might not see it as like a great thing to kind of like go undercover for a little bit. I thought it was what I had to do.
All right, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Andy.
Hey boys.
Hey,
what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good, how about you? Good. I'm pretty good. I'm actually great. I want to preface, not many people like roasted you guys. I'm about to, but like outside the game, I'm your friends. Inside the game, no. I just want to say, if you had seen me as a threat and voted me out at last tribal, I get it. Cool, like that's the way you play the game. Because that's what I wanted to do when I wanted to vote out Doug. I was like, man, he's a threat. Not like, oh my god, Doug hurt my feelings. No, like, Doug, you're an amazing player up until then. So it's kind of sad how like that was your reason to vote me out was because of friendship and not like, oh, Aram, you're actually a threat. Because I've asked the group me right after you get voted off, like, hey, would I have won?
So would you have won?
Yes. If you weren't here. Yeah, I said this during the tribal council, and yeah, I'm voting for Doug. I'm not like a bitch. I'm gonna like stick to my word. Doug, you did everything a Survivor winner should encompass. Outwit, outplay, outlast. I love being your ally for the majority of the game. Honestly, it was so great and fun. That's no lie. But it's so sad that you manipulated your friends, and I know you just said like I didn't manipulate it, but like that's how I viewed it, and like I'm gonna stick to that. Like that's kind of awful, but I guess that's what you gotta do to outwit in order to win, right? Tim and Santi, If you guys can answer my question correctly, then you can have my vote. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Genuine.
Okay. So.
Selfish.
Close. No.
Idiot! Dang it!
Idiot!
No round 2 even though you
What have you? Okay, last travel counselor, you're like, Delaram, you don't know like what I've done in this game. So, and I was like, you're right, I don't know, but like, what did you do? Like, I feel like you did nothing that like wasn't apparent.
I think Liam would be sitting either here or there if it wasn't for me. I wasn't even on that like vote. I consider Liam one of the strongest players. He had the advantage. I had a really strong feeling that he wanted me out, but I was like one of the biggest influences on convincing Josh to go against Liam.
I knew about that though, so that wasn't like, oh my god, you did that? That's really awesome. Like, I knew.
Okay, did you see like me blindsiding? I know this is like early, blindsiding Ivy, Evan. I'm feeling like you guys are doing a disservice to the game because
Nice.
you want to say that to me, but like you guys came in here with your mind made up. You just asked the jury like, yeah, you guys, you would have won, like regardless of how tribal council went, and like that's honestly like disrespecting our games. I'm not gonna like, I feel that way right now because it's like no matter what you say at this point, you're not gonna be able to sway my vote. Should have said idiot, sorry. I honestly feel like those are good moves. If you didn't think like I was a target like beyond the merge, like I think you're wrong, and I think people were coming for me, and I am proud of like making moves and building alliances with people that you might not know I was allied. Did you know I was allied with Liam, Jasmine, Mike?
No, but I didn't really care.
Okay.
Can I say one thing?
Absolutely, Dougie.
Well, the one thing about us being idiots is like, literally the first day, me, you, Dain, Chris, Sadie, and Tim met in my room.
Yeah.
And this is the time we're like, oh my god, guys, we're on the challenge. Like, this is our majority alliance. We don't know each other. Like, okay. Santiago walks in and says, hey, Timmy, and rubs his head and is like talking to all of us. So like, okay, if we're idiots, but like you guys knew that we all three were really close since like day one when we didn't know each other too. So like, I do think that there was plenty of opportunities. You could have just been like, oh gosh, like these people know each other. Let me just vote them out now. Like screw this alliance meeting. Like this is the first, like that was all our first meetings together.
We all knew, and like that's why I'm so mad. It was like, hey roommates, hey roommates, hey roommates, target, target, target. It's like, okay, whatever. Thanks for listening.
Turn away. Seriously, don't look. Just wanted to let you know. I have a little present for Santi and Tim. Yeah. And check out the other side too. Now, with that all being said, I'm not here to roast you guys. I'm not here to say that I think you're pathetic, because I don't. I understand that you both played your games. Santi, what else were you supposed to do? No, I'm serious. What else were you supposed to do? Like, you were the strongest player going into the merge and you had to downplay your game. Tim, I do think you actually played a game because you convinced me that you were my closest ally for the entire thing, and then you turned on me in the end because you thought it would be better for you. And I can be salty about it all day, but really that was a move in the game. And when I heard that Doug communicated with Sadie outside of the game and broke the integrity of the game, you know, a lot of people thought that maybe they were just going to vote Doug tonight, but for me personally, I might not do that now because I can't respect someone, even for how well he played the game, for breaking integrity like that. What I want to ask you, Tim, are you really mad right now?
I'm being honest, like, the more we talk about it, the more upset that I get about it.
I'm going to ask the jury right now to open your mind. Doug broke the rules of the game. And if you have respect for Survivor, I want to say, like, don't just go forward and say, I'm voting Doug tonight, because I think he found all three idols and he played the best game. I think Tim and Santi deserve their chance. This is your last chance for me. I want you to tear Doug apart.
It's like, all of us, we went into this game being like, we're not going to let this affect our friendship. We're not going to let this affect our friendship. And I think that when you made the decision that you made, although you were upset, you were still in the back of your mind thinking, like, it is what it is, like, I'm still going to make it to the finals. Like, I don't know if you were, like, actively thinking about that, but I figured, like, the thought was going to cross through your mind. I talked to Santi, it's like, this is a real possibility that Doug is just, like, that this is just happening for him. He's not going to be that upset. And I know right after, like, I was like, I'm voting for Delaram tonight. You were pretty, like, you were happy, like, it was, like, nothing had happened. In the back of my mind, I knew, like, I had thought that, like, you were just this upset and you were making this irrational decision because you were that upset. But I wasn't going to risk it. If I was in your shoes, I kept doing it over again. Like, I never would have reacted the way that you reacted. and it really, it does bother me a little bit. It still bothers me now, obviously, because we're in the game. Outside of the game, like, it is what it is, but inside the game, it bothers me so much that happened, and that happened to all these people that put all these effort into it. Like, I don't care if it's enough for you, like, that's me being honest, it's off my chest.
Doug, right now, like, I feel so disrespected by all these people. Me coming here, you being here has resulted in my game just like literally being trashed and saying like I'm not even worthy. I don't even think it's like coming from a place of like they're jealous that they're not here. They're literally saying like you didn't even play this game to win. You made me make that decision. I don't regret like valuing your friendship more than this game. But at the time, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, why couldn't you get over it? I forgave you in like a day after I saw all those texts from Sadie. I forgave you, like, it took me a little bit because I was so mad I felt betrayed. But like, that's how much our friendship means to me, and I showed that. These people came in like saying you deserve to win this game, but you're here because of our friendship and like personal reasons. So like I say to the jury, like Tim said it already, if like you're mad about like this game becoming personal, like it doesn't make sense to take it out on any one of us through your vote. That should mean you're not voting for Doug, and it should mean you're judging like our games. Like I said, Doug, I don't regret that decision. I still like am behind it 100%. I am upset that my game is being overlooked. I am upset that Sadie and Aram didn't give me a chance to like defend, or Abby. I am upset that you guys like came in with your vote solidified. I think that's the biggest disservice to this game. And the fact that you're not considering the talking to the jury member, Sadie, you were like participating, and you honestly helped Doug in that aspect. Like, you're still voting for him. Like the rest of you, like I can't speak for all. I just can speak for the people that came in. Like, I made up my mind. Dain, so much respect for you. Thank you. Like honestly, every word I meant to compliment your game, I meant it. And thank you for keeping an open mind. I hope the rest of you like honestly make the choice whatever you want. Like at this point, whatever. But I have been playing this game to win. And I'm upset that like now people are saying otherwise because of a friendship decision.
With all of that done, like letting it go, calming down, I do want to hear the final words. Every time we've been taken out and gone to the jury, and them too, we have final words to say to the camera about Survivor, about everything. What are your final words for this entire season?
My final words are that I do think like I've played a great game. I think that I've put myself in a good position the whole time working with a bunch of people. I did outwit, I did outplay, and I outlasted up until the final four. I think I worked to put myself in the position I was in, and I think that I have played a great game, and that I think you guys see it.
I'm super glad I played this game. I'm sorry that if you guys honestly feel like it wasn't worth your time, I don't regret a minute of it. I'm glad I did it. I feel like I played a great game. I both went behind people's backs and been loyal. I've lied when I needed to. I said the truth and I wasn't exposed. I won the most challenges out of anyone here altogether. I was on my own. I didn't depend on these guys for the first half of my game, and I'm proud to like say I came out of like Chikasha. That was a strong tribe. Last standing Chikasha person here, and I honestly think like all around I've had the biggest target on my back out of these three, and I've outlasted that and not gotten a vote. And I don't think that that's something either of these guys can bring to the table, and I hope you guys think about that.
I don't regret playing this game. I still loved it almost every second of it. I think I played a really, really strong game, which is why it bothers me that nobody asked us about our games. Like, at least me and Santi, like, differentiate between the two of us. I was able to, like, work with the people that I worked with, switch when I need to switch, vote with this person when you vote with that person, all in order to get me to this point in the position that I best thought was possible, at least to get me to the Final Four in the position that I thought was best, and the position that I thought I could win in. Obviously, like, with how everybody else is voting, it is what it is. If you're going to vote like based off what you said you're gonna vote on, then that kind of sucks. But I believe I played a better game than Santi, and if you're voting on that, then at least let me convince you of that.
All right, thank you, Dain. For now, questioning is over. It is now up to the jury. The 8 of you will now go vote. Unlike every other tribal, you are not voting for who you want to eliminate. You are voting for who you want to win. majority vote will win. It is time to vote.
Ready?
And when Tim finally showed his emotion, he took that opportunity to take his last chance and prove to me that he deserved at least something. So, that's what I'm voting for. We'll see what other people say.
You're right. Doug giving you an ultimatum is fucked up. It's not the right thing to do. He played the game the wrong way at the end there. He put you in an awful position that you couldn't win. You did a great job explaining yourself today. You did a good job. People came in unfair. I feel for you. I think you did play a good game in the end. And what Doug did was wrong. Also, he stole that idol from me. Good job.
I came into this final tribal thinking I was going to vote Doug, but Doug didn't defend himself as well as you did.
Sorry.
Do I have to say something? Played a good game, you deserve to win. Shit, oh that's hot. Bye.
Our first vote. Doug. Second vote. Santi. That is one vote Doug, one vote Santi. Third vote. Tim. One vote Santi, one vote Tim, one vote Doug. 5 votes left. Doug. Santi. Tim. 2 votes Doug, 2 votes Santi, 2 votes Tim, 2 votes left. 7th vote. Doug. That is 3 votes Doug, 2 votes Santi, 2 votes Tim, 1 vote left. 8th and final vote. Santi. We have a tie. 3 votes Doug, 3 votes Santi, 2 votes Tim. Now, there's never been a tie in the real show for Final Tribal, but the rule in place for Survivor Maryland is we will have the jury re-vote between Santi and Doug. With that being said, let's get to the vote again.
May the odds be ever in your favor. This marker is starting to bleed, but good job, Santiago. The Bolivian Prince. Good job.
Oh god. Flashback to mine.
Hey again. Looks like the jurors are also idiots.
All right. In here, I have the winner of Survivor Major Conflict. It is between you, Doug, and you, Santi. All right, our first vote. Doug. Second vote. Santi. 1 vote Doug, 1 vote Santi, 6 votes left. Third vote. Doug. Fourth vote. Santi. That is 2 votes Santi, 2 votes Doug, 4 votes left. Fifth vote. Doug. Santi. That is 3 votes Doug, 3 votes Santi, 2 votes left. Okay, well it's mostly faded, but Santi. the winner of Survivor Maryland Major Conflict, Santi.
This experience has been so rewarding. Grateful for every person that I've met and gotten to work with in this game, even from the very beginning. It's been incredibly challenging, and it's also been revealing because it helped me to realize strengths and weaknesses about myself that I didn't know were there, and I see that as a huge opportunity for growth. But besides that, it's just been so much fun, and I don't regret playing this game at all, despite all the emotional roller coaster that it has been. It's been such a learning experience. It's going to be something that I'm going to talk about for the rest of my life, and share all the stories and share how it's helped me become a better person, and share how it's gotten me to meet such cool people.
I ain't tryna. Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you. Wobbling around in your high heel shoes, I'm clumsy. Made friends with the floor. 2 for 1, you know a bitch by 4. And 2 left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did was a bop. And the whole damn cake and the cherry on top. Shook up the bottom, made a good girl pop.
Last season didn't go so well for me, and I really just want to come back and like prove that I'm not bad at this.
I'm back because I'm insane and I like to punish myself. But I'm like really here to try to do better and be like less passive than I was last season.
I was seen as a villain, which shouldn't have happened, so here we are. We'll see if this season even changes. We all know it probably won't.
Dropped my math major last semester because of Survivor, but more importantly, I'm back this semester to win it and also to get rid of my enemies.
I felt like I didn't make the moves that I should have. I kind of regret that. This is kind of my second chance. I want to win, so I wouldn't be back here if I didn't want to win.
I definitely think I did not end my season of Survivor the way that it should have been ended. This is your second season of Survivor, like, you better give it all on the field.
I'm sorry, it's been too long.
Oh my god. Like, hello, Good Morning America.
I do not fuck with this at all.
They'll put you on a pedestal, which means that you're also going to be the top prize to shoot down.
My name is Sherry, I'm from season 4.
They are very smart people, so definitely watch out about them. But they seem to be bigger target than me.
Hi, my name's Katie Ahn. I won season 4, and I'm back because I want to prove everyone else who thought I was a floater and didn't deserve the win wrong.
Right now, it's like game time.